Okay, so good morning. So today we are going to talk about uh, similarity measures. Similarity measures between different objects. Okay, so what is the need for similarity measures? So that is the first question, right? So we talked about an example of different telecom providers, say like Airtel or BSNL or Vodafone. You have different service providers are there, and let us say they want to find out their customers who have similar behavior and devise plans, different talk and data plans for their different customers. Say for example, young people might have a different profile of usage, older people might have a different profile of usage. Okay, or maybe work from home people can have a different profile of usage. And if the provider, the service provider, is able to identify such customers, then he or that company can actually come up with plans and also target such customers, provide marketing for such customers, devise plans for such customers, and so on. So the idea here is the telecom service provider needs to identify similar customers. So how do they identify similar customers? So similarity measures assume significance in scenarios like this. Okay. Now, okay, similarity measures and dissimilarity measures are also called measures of proximity. Now, similarity and dissimilarity. Now, actually, similarity and dissimilarity are, two sides of the same coin. Actually, it actually means the same. അപ്പോൾ രണ്ട് ഒബ്ജക്ട്സ് സിമിലർ ആണെങ്കിൽ if you rate or if you talk about the range of values for similarity, if it is between 0 and 1, and if you are saying the similarity between two objects is 1, which means very similar or exactly similar, then the dissimilarity will be 0. Okay, so you can maybe say that similarity and dissimilarity are related this way. It is similarity is equal to 1 minus dissimilarity, and so on. So actually they're actually the same itself, but in a different way. Okay. Now, before moving on to the different similarity and dissimilarity measures, first we will talk about what a data matrix is and what a dissimilarity matrix is. Okay, so we said objects. Actually, data consists of data about objects. Like we said, the customers in customers for a telecom service provider. Every customer is an object. Okay, and each customer, you can say X1 is an object or a person, and each customer is represented using a set of features or a feature vector. I think we already looked at the term of feature vector. So you have features x11, x12, etc. up to x1p. There are p features here. Okay, this is corresponding to the object x1. Similarly, x2 will also be represented using p features, x21, x22, etc. up to x2p, and so on. So this is how each of these objects are represented. Okay. Okay. It is here that we come across the term feature vector. Feature vector, actually we can think of it as a vector. We talk about it as a vector because this every object can be thought of as a point in three-dimensional space. Okay, so that is why we call it a feature vector. Now, what do you mean by a data matrix? Data matrix is actually an object by attribute structure. Okay, for each of the object, we said there are p features. So this corresponds to x11 up to x1p correspond to the object x1. We can just write down for clarity. Okay, we can say this is the set of values corresponding to x1. Now this is for xi up to xn. There are xn objects 1 to n. For each of these, we represent using a p-dimensional feature vector. Okay. Okay. So what is dissimilarity matrix? So we have seen here what is a data matrix. Now we are looking at what is a dissimilarity matrix. Okay, so dissimilarity matrix means it actually stores a collection of proximities that are available for all pairs of n objects. So here what we said is we have objects from x1 to xn. Right, we have objects from x1 to xn. So corresponding, that is you have x1, you're writing x1, x2, etc. up to xn. And in dissimilarity matrix, or you can also call it as similarity matrix, what is the similarity between x1 and x1? That is what is represented here. Now, what is the similarity between x1 and x2? That will be here. Okay, but it is the same as similarity between x2 and x1. So that is why ഇവിടെ ഒന്നും കൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ല. It is the same as this value itself. Okay, but dissimilarity matrix is actually represent pairwise similarity or dissimilarity measures between the different n objects, all the n objects. That is represented in a matrix. That is what dissimilarity matrix means. Okay, so here dij is measured as dissimilarity or difference between objects I and j. And Dij is a non-negative integer that is close to 0 when objects I and j are highly similar. Okay, since we're talking about dissimilarity measure, when the objects are very close or when they are very similar, the value will be close to 0 and becomes larger when we differ. And like we said earlier, similarity between I and j is equal to 1 minus dissimilarity of ij. Okay. Okay, now we will move on to the proximity measures for different attribute types. Okay, yesterday we talked about nominal attribute, binary, ordinal, and numeric attributes, right? So, first of all, we'll talk about how the similarity or dissimilarity measures, or similarity or distance measures or dissimilarity measures can be computed when all the attributes representing the object are of the same type. Say in this case, we're talking only about nominal attributes. Okay. So earlier we said there are total of p number of attributes are used to represent an object, right? So distance between ij, when it is a nominal attribute. What is a nominal attribute? It means it is a set of names. That is why it's called nominal. Okay, it's a set of names. Just like we have enumerated data type in the case of C, you have a set of values. With only those set of values can be taken by that particular feature or say a variable, right? Say for example, colors. Colors can be, in some context it can only be RGB or red, green, and blue. So that is a nominal attribute. Okay. Now, the distance measures between two objects xi and xj is equal to p minus m by p. Where p is the total number of attributes which is there or which is used to represent the object, and m is actually the number of matching objects. Okay, number of matching objects matching attributes. Okay, so p minus m by p, that is the distance measure. P total attributes are m matching, so the distance can be calculated as p minus m by p, which is the total number of attributes. Okay. Now you can also say similarity can be m by p, because out of the p number of attributes you have m which are matching. Matching represents similar, right? Okay. So we'll also look at this particular example. In this table, we are given several objects and also some tests corresponding to each object. The first column represents some nominal attribute. So we'll only look at that nominal attribute right now. Later we'll look at how when you have mixed types of attributes, we can actually calculate similarity and dissimilarity measures. Okay. Now, okay, here uh, first object values code A, code B, code C, and finally code A. So if you look at, this is our dissimilarity matrix. Okay. So say D21. D21 means distance between object 2 and 1. Okay. So between this and this 2 and 1. As a distance എന്താണ്? So according to it, we are saying p minus m by p ആണ് നമ്മൾ calculate ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. So to calculate this particular value, p is a number of attributes which are present. It is only one in this case. We are only talking about s1 as an attribute, minus how many of them are matching. Okay, there is only one that is not matching, right? This has a value of code A and this has got a value of code B. So this is 1 minus 0 divided by 1, which is equal to 1, right? So that is a value taken here. So that is why you have a value of 1 here. Now we look at which are those which are similar. Okay, say code A is present in 1 and 4. So what is the distance between 1 and 4? How do you calculate? So again, the same formula is taken. Number of p value, number of attributes is 1. Number of matching is also 1. So 1 minus 1 by 1, which is 0. So that is why you have a value of 0. Now this diagonal will always be 1 because it represents distance between object I and I. It will anyway match, right? So that is why you have values of 0 here. Okay, that is proximity measure for nominal attribute. Now we will look at binary attributes. Binary attributes are like nominal attributes, only a set of values or only two values. That is, such an attribute can only take two values. One is 0 or 1, true or false, or 0 or 1. That type of values can only be taken by binary attributes, right? Okay. Now, if we have p number of attributes, so you are going to find out the distance between object I and object J. Okay, that is what we are going to look at. Now, so you first of all, you construct a contingency table for binary attributes. What this contingency table represents is, if object I has a value of 1 and object J has a value of 1, so how many of those attributes? P number of attributes ഉണ്ടെന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. Okay. Out of them, how many of them have both values 1? That is represented by Q. Now, first object I, if it has a value of 1 and object J has a value of 0, how many of such attributes are? That is R. Similarly, you count the number of attributes for which object I has 0 and object J has 1, that is S. And similarly, object I has 0 and J has 0, that is taken as T. Okay. And since total number of attributes is P, you can say Q plus R plus S plus T is equal to P. Right. P is equal to Q plus R plus S plus T, because P is the total number of attributes. Okay. But let us say we have a contingency table like this. Then how do you calculate the distance measures or dissimilarity measures between two attributes? Again, for binary attributes, we said that you can have two categories of attributes under binary attributes, which is symmetric as well as asymmetric, right? So symmetric angle, which means you are giving equal importance to both 0 and 1. Okay. So in that case, dissimilarity measure will be dissimilar ആവുന്ന എപ്പോഴാണ്? That is R. R means one of the object has a value of 1 and the other object has a value of 0. That is R. Right. ഇവിടെ 1 ഉം ഇവിടെ 0 ഉം ഉള്ള എത്ര എന്താണ് attributes ഉണ്ട്. That is what R is. Similarly, dissimilar ആയിട്ടുള്ള another value is S, because object I has 0 and object J has 1. ബാക്കി രണ്ടെണ്ണത്തിന്, that is 1 1 and 0 0 are same, right? അപ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്നില്ല. Okay. So, distance between those objects are R plus S divided by Q plus R plus S plus T, or R plus S divided by P. That is our dissimilarity measures between the two objects. Okay. Now, what about asymmetric attributes? Now, asymmetric attributes, what we said is, when you have a certain, say, the example we talked about is a disease, a test for a disease, say HIV positive. Positive has a great significance, but if you are HIV negative, it is not really that important. It means both are 0 എന്നുള്ള case, we don't consider it that much. Okay. അപ്പോൾ അതാണ്. Look, the same തന്നെയാണ്, but you don't consider this t value. Denominator, you don't consider the t value, which t value actually represents object I as 0 and object J also has 0. Okay. Okay. So this is how you calculate distance measures for uh, symmetric and asymmetric attributes. In Jaccard coefficient is not a distance measure, it is a similarity measure. And in this case, you are looking only at similarity, right? Similarity എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ similar ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണ്? It is the opposite of this. That is similar എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ both are either 1 or both are either 0. Or both are either 1. Both are 1 is Q. Both of 0 are not, we are not taking into consideration in the case of asymmetric attributes. So similarity measure is equal to Q divided by Q plus R plus S. We are not considering T here. Okay. So that is also known as Jaccard coefficient, which is actually a commonly used similarity measure. Okay, so this is for binary attributes. Okay, this is an example which is there. So we have different patients. Jack, Jim, and Mary are patients. Their gender is also given. Gender we don't have to consider here because we are only talking about binary attributes here. The remaining all of them are binary attributes. Whether the person has fever or not, cough or not, different tests have been conducted, whether they're positive or negative or so on. Okay, so how do we calculate distance measure, say for example, between Jack and Mary? You can take any pair. Here we are considering Jack and Mary. Okay, now what do we do first? We calculate what are the measures? QRST measures, right? Count Q, R, S and T values for this pair of values. Okay, what does Q mean? Q എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാല് both objects have one value. Okay, how many are there? Okay, അപ്പോൾ Jack and Mary ആണ് നമ്മൾ നോക്കുന്നത്. So you have here this both are 1. So you have 1. Okay, this is both are 0. Here you have got both are 1. So 2. Okay, this is both are 0. Both are 1 actually. There are two cases. Okay. Now what does R represent? R represent first object is 1, second object is 0. Okay. So this is not the case. First object has to be 1. So in this case, this is 1, but this is also 1. So that cannot be considered. This is not 1. None of those. So R is equal to 0. Similarly, S എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? It is this case. That is, first object has a value of 0, second has a 1. First object has a 0. In this case, it is 0, but this is not 1. This is again 1. This is 0, but this is not 1. Okay, this is 0. No actually stands for 0, right? So no, this is 0 and this is 1. So you have one value there. So S is equal to 1. And T is both are zeros. But here T we are not considering because it is an asymmetric, because we're considering an asymmetric type of binary attribute. So in that case, what is the distance between Jack and Mary is equal to R plus S by Q plus R plus S. So R is here 0, right? Plus R plus S 1 divided by Q is 2 plus R is 0 plus S. Okay, so this is how we calculate. Okay, now moving on to numeric data types. Okay, numerically നമുക്ക് അറിയാം what is very commonly used is Euclidean distance, right? Euclidean distance we commonly use. That is what is given here. Distance between two objects I and j is if you are representing it each one as x1 x2 or xi1 plus we said each object is represented as uh, sorry, xi1 xi object xi അതിന്റെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ആട്രിബ്യൂട്ട് xi1 xi2 etc xip എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്. Okay, so Euclidean distance can be calculated as xi1 minus xj1, objects I യും j ന്റെയും first attribute. Okay, xi1 minus xj1 squared plus xi2 minus xj2 squared plus etc അതിന്റെ സ്ക്വയർ റൂട്ട്, അതാണ് യൂക്ലീഡിയൻ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആയിട്ട് പറയുക. ഇനി മെൻഹാറ്റൻ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ it is actually similar, but we are not taking a square and the square root part. We are just taking the absolute values. Corresponding attributes, we are taking the difference you're taking the absolute value of it. Okay, and you are adding together. So here you are not taking the square and the square root. What about Minkowski distance? It is this. Here, instead of Euclidean distance, you square and take the square root. But here you take the power up to h. Okay, you take the difference, you take the power up to h, and you take the hth root. That is the difference. So this is how we calculate different measures for numeric data. Okay. Now what about ordinal? Okay. Ordinal data means, what did we say is ordinal data? You can have different, say, different grades in the for marks. Corresponding to marks, you have got different grades, right? So basically, they might also be numbers or values, but there is an order associated with it. That is a difference. So let M represent the number of possible states. Okay, for each attribute, you can have different possible values. Let us say total number of grades is M. Okay, now these ordered states are ranked from 1 to some MF. Okay, that is it. You have a ranking. MF stands for the maximum value. From 1 to MF is the ranking. Okay, Now, in the case of ordinal data, what we do is, uh, what you first of all, you map the range of each attribute to 0 to 1. That is, you are doing a normalization. Okay, since each ordinal attribute can have different number of states, you have to normalize it first. Okay, that is what is being done. So the normalization method used is this. That is, whatever rank is given, rank might be 2, 2 minus 1 by maximum minus 1. Okay, so this is a normalization. Once this normalization is done, then each of the attribute values will be in the range 0 to 1. After that, any dissimilarity can be computed using the distance measures for numeric attributes. It will become similar to that for numeric attributes. Okay. Okay, so we have seen how the dissimilarity measures are calculated for nominal, ordinal, binary as well as numeric attributes. Now, what if we have a mix of attributes? What if Allah? It is always the case that when you look at an object, always we will have a mixed set of attributes. So, how do you calculate for in such cases? Okay. Okay, so real objects are describe a mixture of attribute types. Now, to calculate dissimilarity for objects of mixed attributes, first normalize all attributes to 0 to 1 range. That is the first thing we do. Now, suppose the data set contains p attributes. So, we have been always talking about p number of attributes which are of mixed type. Then, the dissimilarity is actually calculated like this. Distance between xi and xj is equal to uh, that is, here you have features varying from 1 to p, and for each of these features you have a weightage here multiplied by the distance for each of this feature divided by the sum of the weights. Now we look at how each of these is calculated. Here, actually, this DIG stands for distance measures between I and j. Now, for in the case of numeric attribute, if f is a numeric attribute, f is varying from 1 to p, right? So, if f is a numeric attribute, DIG is equal to the corresponding values in different set divided by the max and min value. Something like normalization. Okay. So, what is the distance? That is what is calculated here. So distance for numeric measures is calculated in this way. Okay, if it is a nominal or binary attribute, then the distance is 0 if the two attributes have the same value, and otherwise the distance is 1. That is how the distance value is calculated. Now, in the case of ordinal attribute, you compute if, say, the um, okay, if you have an attribute value of RIF, first you normalize this and then you go for the same sort of distance calculation as done here. Okay, so according to this equation, this is how you find the total dissimilarity or distance measures between objects xi and xj. And here, you are individually calculating distance measures for each of the different types of attributes. And how you do that is for numeric attribute, this is the method. For nominal or binary attributes, the distance is 0 if the values of both I and j are same. Otherwise, it is taken as 1. In the case of ordinal attribute, you actually normalize it and then you treat like the numeric attribute itself. Now, so that is for the distance measure. Now, what is this delta? Delta is whether you want to give any weightage to the distance measure or not. Now, where this becomes important is in the case of, say, binary attribute, when both values are 0, you don't have to consider that uh, attribute. That is for asymmetric case. Asymmetric case, what we said is if both the objects have attribute value of 0 or false or whatever. Okay, in that case, we are not giving weightage to that attribute. So in only that case, this delta value becomes 0. In all other case, this delta value becomes 1. So if you look at it that way, here what is done is you have distance values calculated for each of the different attribute types separately, and then you are doing an average. Okay, that is all. Delta is actually summed up together, and delta is 0 only in the case where you have an asymmetric binary attribute with value 0. Otherwise, it is always takes a value of 1. So this is how you calculate distance measures for mixed type of attributes. Okay, so these are different distance measures, right? Now we look at the commonly used similarity measure. Okay, similarity measure. Now, cosine similarity, I think many of you must be familiar with this also. So, we know that you're talking about similarity measures between two different objects, say some xi and xj or x1 and x2. Okay, and we also said each of these can actually be represented using a feature vector, right? So, x1 1, x1 2, etc. up to x1n, right? X1p, that was the notation which we used. Okay, similarly for x2 also. So since this is a feature vector, so we can visualize these points on a graph like this. Okay, x and y points, or we are only talking about x and y here, but since there are p number of points here, it will be a p dimensional space that we are talking about. So we'll look at two dimension first, which means you will have some x1 here, which is represented using x11 and x12. Okay. And we have another point x2 represented using x21 and x22. Okay. Now you can think of these as vectors. Okay, from origin. These are two vectors. Now, if we look at these two vectors, how close these vectors are to each other can be represented actually using this angle, right? This angle theta between the vectors. Okay. So if they are close together, then you should have a value of 1 for this vector, for this, or the angle becomes 0. And if maximum similarity is represented by 1, if you are taking the cos of the angle, cos 0 is 1, right? So cosine can be actually used as a similarity measure. Okay, so here what we are saying is we have two data points, and every data point is represented using a feature vector. So we can assume that each of these points can be assumed or visualized as two vectors. So if two vectors, we have two vectors, the distance between them or the similarity between them can be represented using the angle between those two vectors, right? So when the two vectors are identical, theta becomes 0. And if you want similarity measure to be maximum and the angle is 0, you can take cosine of the angle, cos 0 is 1, right? So that is the idea behind taking cosine similarity. Okay. Now, how do we calculate this? Now you can think of dot product of two vectors, x dot y, right? X dot y is said to be the dot product of two vectors. Now x dot y is equal to, how do you calculate? You can say it is value of x, y. You can say it is x, absolute value of x into absolute value of y into cos theta. Okay. Okay, that way you can represent. Our cos theta is our similarity measure. If you're saying cos theta is our similarity measure, so cos theta is equal to x dot product y divided by magnitude of x into magnitude of y. Now, how do you calculate x dot y? Uh, that is dot product calculating another x11 into x21. ഈ രണ്ട് വാല്യൂസ് ആണ് എടുക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഡോട്ട് പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് can be calculated as x11 into x21 plus x12 into x22. This is how you calculate dot product. Okay. Divided by absolute value of x into absolute value of y. That you can take as absolute value. How do you calculate? It is square root of x ന്റെ ആവുമ്പോൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് പോയിന്റ് ആണ് x11 squared plus x12 squared into next one y ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ x2 നെയാണ് ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So it is x21 squared plus x22 squared. ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് എടുക്കുക. This is our cos theta part. അപ്പോൾ cos theta ആണ് നമ്മളുടെ similarity measure. And how do you compute it? Given 2 points like this, then this is how you find the dot product of the two divided by അതിന്റെ എന്താണ് actual absolute value measures. Okay. So this is for only 2 dimension. N dimension you will have n dimensional computations here similar to this. Okay. Similarity between x and y is x dot y divided by norm x into norm y. Okay. So this is how cosine similarity is calculated. Okay.